This is my 45-acre woodlot, which is mostly hardwoods. This image is obviously taken when the leaves are off the trees, because this is all hardwoods right there, and you wouldn't be able to see the ground. Softwood here, there's a marshy area here, a stream that runs the entire width of my property. There's no easy way to cross. There's not a lot of material back here that I'd need to get. I may look at it later to find out if there's a decent place to cross. Even with it frozen, I'm not sure that it's going to freeze solid enough because it's rather wide and somewhat deep. So this is the road we'll be coming down. This is a Class 4 road in Vermont. It is a town highway, but they have no obligation to maintain it. I got permission to maintain it for my use, as well as it's been used for four-wheelers for as long as we've been around. You can see here, this Class 4 road continues down here as well. But there are people that live on it, obviously, but they are responsible for maintaining a road. So it's, in a sense, it's treated like a private road, even though the town does have control over it. So this is Vermont's Natural Resource Atlas. It's free of charge, obviously. I'm guessing other states have similar things. It's a quite useful tool. I'm going to use it here just to draw out where I want the roads and to make a couple of measurements. So I'm going to measure the width. Up here it's a bit more narrow. So that's 253 meters, 254 meters, which times 3.3 is 830 feet or so. But over here, which is where I'm going to end the road, I'm not going to try to go beyond basically where the softwood starts. From here to here is 283, which is 930 feet. So my plan for the roads are to divide it into fourths, well, sort of 4 areas, not equal fourths. So we'll go to draw, line, freehand. So as we come down here, we'll see the landing, the opening that I cleared a couple of years ago is sort of a half moon shape. It's right about there. The cable on my winch is about 160 feet, which works out well if I assume this is 900 feet width. I have, if I have a road down here, a road up here, which would be 150 feet off the property line, and then one in the middle. Oh, that's not the straightest line. And then obviously I'll sort of connect these somehow. Maybe a little Y there. I can go either way. So 150 feet there, 300 there, 300 there, 150 feet here. That's the 900 feet. And theoretically then I would be able to snag any tree that I wanted with the tractor staying on the road and a 150-foot cable. So let's go down there and at least mark out this road here with some flagging, and then come back and we'll review how that went. Obviously I was able to get under it with my tractor. Not a whole lot of clearance, but I would not be able to make it with my trailer on. So I need to take it down. Any obstructions I find, I can move out of the way, even though neither side of this road is my property, it's someone else's. This has been here really all summer, probably getting on 9 months now or so. So my plan is to cut the butt off, take the winch, pull it, probably lay it into the road. I'll limit, cut it into logs, and then push the logs off to the side. I may call the owner and see if I can just take the log, or see what happens.
Now the cleanup crew is coming. So this is about maybe 16 inch diameter there, about 3 feet up. But it's, you can tell it's punky, it's rotten, it's not going to be good enough for logs. I'll cut it up further, it might go away. So I cut probably about 6 feet off the end, and that punkiness did clear up. There might be a little bit right there, but the rest of it's pretty sound. So I cut a 16-foot log and a 12-foot log. So there's the town road, that class 4 unmaintained road, well, except by me. That comes from my house. And this is the landing that I cleared a couple years ago, right after we first bought the property. So my property line is basically where the opening is, right about there. That actually goes to some other residences, which the class 4 road continues, but it's maintained by the residents there, not by the town. So the travel up here was about just over a mile on the town maintained road, and then when we hit the last house and the road is no longer maintained, that's where the class 4 road starts, and it's just under a mile from there to where we are now. So the plan here now is I'm just going to mark 150 feet off that property line into the woods, which will be a guideline for the road on the south end. So we're almost to the end on the back side of the property line, trying to parallel the south boundary by 150 feet, somewhere in there. There's a couple green flags. So I've just been using this tape, which works really well because the handle is geared up. You can wind in 150 feet in less than 10 seconds. So we try to weave in and out of the trees as best we can to get a straight line. My wife is over there on the boundary line. She guesses where I am, about 90 degrees to the property line. Measure 150 feet. Put a green ribbon. So we made it to the end, which is basically the swamp. Not quite the back property line, but I'm not going to be able to go further with any road because it's all marshy wetland. So now we've marked every once in a while a green ribbon, and we'll walk back and make sure that we can see ribbons both ways. You know, put a ribbon between a couple others if for some reason they're not visible between trees, but you can see one right there, another one over there somewhere. I'll head back.
So we're back on the map here. This is the property. I'm going to enlarge it so we can see it up a bit closer. I'm going to move it over here without drawing. So it's easier to see the north-south skid trails. This land, I'm guessing at some point in the past, was a contiguous piece of property, and it made more sense for the logging roads to go north-south. For me, it makes more sense to go east-west. There might be some east-west roads here. I did notice some that at least went more or less east-west. I'll use some if I can, but I'm not too concerned about that. The landing was about here, and we were able to flag this road here. We went into the evergreens a little bit, so probably right about there. That's where we have the green flags. We did run into an issue right about here, I think that's it, which is some ledge, sort of a steep drop-off where I'm not going to be able to just make the road straight like I have there. I could probably go down it, not without injury, but certainly wouldn't be able to go back up. So I'm going to make a switchback around it, and so that will look something like this. Not ideal to have a big curve like that in the road. It's much better to have straight roads for a trailer. And if I'm hauling out full-length trees behind the winch, I'll be more apt to hit on the bumper trees around the corners. But it is what it is. I don't think there will be any significant drop-offs. I need to do something like that with on the other two roads. So that will probably be it. So for now then, the next task is to start clearing trees along where the green ribbon is. At some point in a summer, it may not be this coming summer, I'd rather do it when I have all the roads done, is come out with my excavator and remove the stumps and rocks and make a decent road. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for the real work which is ahead. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.